And I'm here with your co-host, Cold Blood Sensei. We're back again with another episode of NRO Podcast. Cold Blood, how you doing today this week, man?
Great.
Yeah, we what is that? Another Animal's Treasure? Whatever. What was the name of that game? I should know it. How much I enjoy
Perhaps.
it. Oh man, look. We were just playing a game on the MM2K Gaming Streams channel, and you guys missed it. As Cold Blood said, it's another Crab's Treasure. It was supposed to be a suffer stream, right? Now, let me show you guys real quick. It was supposed to be one of our suffer streams where it's driving me nuts. What was the one game we played last week? Kaju's, the dating sim game. And that game drove me crazy. Why is it still saying that? Oh, no. That has to be a mistake. It's saying that it's still live. Let me show you guys the game. So this is the game right here. It's it's a Souls-like game, but it's like undersea. You know what I'm saying? But the game mechanics are awesome. Oh my God, it was so fun. And I was running late because I had a call earlier, and I was like, well, fuck it. We'll just take 30 minutes away from the stream, and then we're gonna start at 2. And Cold Blood's like, no, you gotta play this game. I'm thinking, because I didn't realize what this game was. So we end up pushing shit back an hour. Definitely check out that stream. It's, how long is this freaking stream? It's got to be like close to 2 hours. Check it out. It's a good game. I had a lot of fun with it. And it's actually going to go on the freaking rotation. So that's the first. Why is it saying that it's live? Oh, yeah, it's still saying that the game is live here. That is crazy. Anyway, but definitely check it out. We did it on MM2K Gaming Streams. You're gonna want to check us out over there. Also, too, in the pre-up to us going live now, you heard us mention the giveaway. Just want to set a reminder for everybody that giveaway ends on the 30th, which is next Thursday. So next Thursday, we are going to end all the entries, and then on the 31st, we're drawing a winner. So you have less than a week to register and become part of that giveaway. Because on the 31st, we're officially giving away $70 of PlayStation Network credit to one lucky winner. So hurry up and go do that. And then there's going to be some new things in June that we're going to do. Also too, let's not forget our goal, folks. We want to get up to 33 members. Really, I got to readjust this because I think we're at 17, and we're going to be tying things to once we hit these goals, these member goals. So you're going to want to pay close attention to that. Shout out to Sean. Shout out to Not Your Mother. Shout out to the regulars that either have become members themselves or gift memberships. But, what makes this the product that you guys want it to be is the support that you guys give. So we definitely want to thank you for that. We got Dark Lord Alu. He says, you can go on and give me my VR too. Thank you. Oh, man. He wants some VR. Yo, what's up, Juice? Good to see y'all in the house. Can we get a couple more likes? I want to get at least until over 10 people in here because there's one more announcement that we want to make. So let's get to 10 likes. When we get to 10 likes, then we can go on with the show and talk about these topics, which are Hellblade 2 sparks division in the game community. The PlayStation haters catch a huge L. They caught a humongous ass hell this past week. And last but not least, Cold Blood and I, but more Cold Blood than I, we're going to be talking about xDefiant. We're going to be talking about xDefiant, and then we're going to be talking about Ubisoft, because there's some things going on with Ubisoft that just are not good. So even before I get into the honorable mentions, there's one more thing that I want to talk about, but we're not going to get into that yet. Let's get to 10 likes. Can we please get to 10 likes? Okay. Cold Blood. What you been playing this week, man?
Hellblade. And xDefiant.
Yeah. Yep. The two games we're going to be talking about. Yeah. Yep. You might want to get that. Might get that another Crab's Treasure. You might want to pick that up, bruh. He's like, nah, Moss. That's more your level. I was having a good time.
If I could get it physically, I would do so, but it's not.
Oh,
available.
You want a physical copy? Okay, I got you. Well, you don't want to do digital? You wouldn't do digital? You're not up to doing digital?
No, I wish I could get a physical for this one.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Maybe they do a limited run at some point.
Yeah. Well, you know what? To really test that theory out, let's check on Steam and see what it's doing on Steam. I really like that game. That shocks the shit out of me, bro. Cold Blood is trying to turn me out. He got me hating Ubisoft, and then now he got me playing Stellar Blade. Now he got me playing another, Souls-like game. Trying to turn me out, y'all. There's actually, hold on. Oh my freaking, hold on, Cold Blood. Hold on.
Is there more players than Hellblade?
Hold on. I want to confirm because earlier today, I did look at Hellblade. They were under 1,000. Oh, okay. It's close. I got to show you this shit. Holy shit. I don't want to hear shit about shit. Holy shit. Okay, let's put this up on the screen. That's Hellblade 2, my friends. And that game released 3 days ago. Another Crab's Treasure. Okay, so Hellblade currently has 500 more players in it, but earlier today it didn't. And this, this game came out today.
Look at the positive reviews on this one.
I know. Look at the. Oh my God! Come on now. Now this game, this is like an indie game. This is not like Ninja Theory is not an indie studio. Microsoft has no indie studios. You guys understand that, right? They may make AA games, but they're not indie studios. Like the marketing and the power and the treasure chest behind Microsoft means that there is no such thing as, now Microsoft may help support an indie studio, but none of their studios are indie. They may make AA games. So we got an indie studio going against the powerhouse Hellblade, which was supposed to be the pinnacle of Xbox development as far as fidelity and stuff like that. And look how similarly close they are together. And there's more about Hellblade that we're going to get into, but god damn, I didn't realize that this game was releasing today. Okay, no. What the frick am I talking about, bro? This game released April 20. This game released last month. Let's look at some charts for this game because we're going to look at some charts for Hellblade soon.
You think Hellblade is going to have that player count after a month?
Oh my god. Let's see here. I want to see something.
That your brother says gonna get this game on PSN.
Oh my god.
I'm converting them.
Oh my god, bro. This game released on the 25th of April, and 3 days after that, its concurrent count was 4,700. Let's look at Hellblade. Excuse me. Come on. Let's look at Hellblade. Okay. Its peak concurrent count was 4,700. After 3 days since launch, Hellblade's concurrent count maxed out at 3,900. So this AA game that's behind the powerhouse of Microsoft is not doing as well 3 days in the same time frame out as a knockoff kitty looking Souls game. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's fun. But this kitty looking Souls game, this Souls knockoff, is performing better the same time from launch as Hellblade. And you guys are trying to tell me, well, it's because of Game Pass or whatever. I don't want to hear it's because of Game Pass, because if being in Game Pass was an issue, then, or was excusable, then Tango Gameworks would still be around. Right? Tango Gameworks would still be around. Matter of fact, fuck it. Let's get into some of this right now because I already got these statistics here. I want to show you guys something. For all of y'all that sit there and use those excuses, Tango Gameworks, I mean, because Game Pass, here goes Hi-Fi Rush, right? So Hi-Fi Rush launched in January 25th, 2023, and I want you guys to see its peak performance. Its peak performance 4 days out from its launch was 6,000 concurrent users. 6,000 concurrent users. So we got Hellblade that's doing worse. Not just to be fair, it's not 4 days out yet, and to be fair, to be transparent, this fourth day for Hi-Fi Rush hit on a Sunday. But as you can see for Hi-Fi Rush, for Another Crab's Treasure, their rating on Steam is in the 90s. What the hell is going on? Their rating on Steam is in the 90s, where, what do you call it? Hellblade, it's still a good score, don't get me wrong, but Hellblades is in the 80s, and it's dropping ever so slowly, but it's dropping. It was 84 yesterday, and now it's dropped to 83. It was 84 something. See, both of these games are in the 90s. Another Crab's Treasure and Hi-Fi Rush. So I don't want to hear nothing about Game Pass.
No, I can't believe I have to shout out Aggro Crab for making a Unity game that actually looks fucking good.
Oh, is that Unity? Yeah, because it looks, it looks good. But please don't miss me with that dog shit. Well, even content creators that I like, I heard them trying to excuse the low sales performance, and they're like, well, this is a niche game, and this, is niche. You don't get any niche in this, bro. You don't get any niche in this. A Unity game that's a Souls knockoff with kitty aesthetics? Like, who the fuck is Aggro? Aggro Crab? Sounds like a venereal disease. Who are they? Who are they? Versus...
No fucking idea.
Bruh, versus Xbox Game Studios and Ninja Theory? Like, what are we doing here? Miss me with that shit. Please. Miss me with it. And I'm not trying to jump on Ninja Theory and talk shit on them like they can't make great games. They can make great games. The overarching message is that the Xbox influence is so bad, cold blood, that goddamn, everything they touch turns into mold and fucking is diseased. And don't sit there in front like, oh, it's an Xbox tax and, Xbox really wants to put them in a good place. No, they don't. As someone said, Microsoft is just going through, pilfering these companies, trying to extract their IP from them, They're really trying to rip the IP from them. And once they got the IP, they're disposable. They don't care anymore. They're disposable. Like, the only company that they feel like they can leave it intact for most part is ABK. Outside of ABK, they have no, and I would say they still trust Todd Howard because he has to make Elder Scrolls 6. But outside of Todd Howard and mainly ABK, they don't give a fuck about any of these companies. So don't give me that. We got to keep it real here. I'm not saying this because I'm relishing in Ninja Theory. I'm disgusted that Ninja Theory wasn't supported and wasn't helped out in a way to where they could do better. Because now that's critically acclaimed talent that's getting pilfered and they're about to get spit up, chewed up and spit out. And if you look at Hi-Fi Rush is tracking better than what they are. To be fair, we'll give them to the weekend, but as things stand right now, they're tracking better. Shit. Another Crab's Treasure is tracking better. So let's be cognizant of what's going on here, y'all. Can we get one more like? I want to get into the main show because I really want to talk about this topic. And I know Cold Blood does too. And I know y'all want to hear what Cold Blood has to say. Y'all heard me babbling all week. I know y'all want to hear what Cold Blood has to say. Can we get one more like? Thank you for you guys for your support, but can we get one more like? All right.
Not disliking, so I don't have to talk.
You said that. An image alleging confirmation of Black Ops 6 coming to the PlayStation 4 from an apparent GameStop employee is floating around under the SKU number. If you're a GameStop employee, Tom Anderson is a nut. He said, if you're a GameStop employee and can confirm, deny the info anonymously, please DM me or email me. Oh, shit. Oh, man. Yeah, man. I think that, I think that, you know, people don't want to face realities, and y'all want to make this the whole topic of this discussion when it comes to this. Oh, dumb ponies, your hatred for PlayStation is really setting you up for disaster and failure. It really is. Y'all just don't see it. Really setting you up for disaster and failure. Crazy work. So, let's do this. I still got to watch Porter Rock's video. Did we get our 10th like? We got it. Thank you. Thank y'all. Okay, appreciate it. All right, I just wanted to show y'all that real quick. So, Cold Blood. There are a couple of honorable mention things that I would like to talk about. And what we kind of do here is, like, there are some entities, some well-known entities out there that we ain't trying to boost up their algorithm, you know what I'm saying? Because they like to do some goofy stuff. And when I say goofy stuff, I don't people's other political views don't upset me. You know what I'm saying? Like, this might sound controversial. One of the people in relation to video games outside of the actual video game community that I was always looking to see what they had to say based on video games was Rush Limbaugh. Now, a lot of people make, Rush Limbaugh, how dare you, boss? You sitting there acting like some coon. Rush Limbaugh said all that. I know what Rush Limbaugh said, and he was a dumbass for it. But when he spoke about games and the freedom of speech behind games, And when he also zeroed in on Representative Yang from California that was trying to get video games banned that were rated mature. You guys remember that? You probably don't remember that because of the whole hot coffee incident with Grand Theft Auto. This dude who was on the other political side of the aisle was trying to get Grand Theft Auto and other more mature games banned from the United States forever because he said they were corrupting our society and all this other shit. And so people, including Rush Limbaugh, said, well, let's look at other countries. How come it's not corrupting them? Maybe there's something else going on. You know what I'm saying? And come to find out, this dude, Representative Yee, that was trying to shut it down, this motherfucker was trafficking humans and drugs. And Rush Limbaugh was one of the people that put the spotlight on him and got him sent to prison and got him exposed. He's not the main one, but he's one of them. So there are people that I know say stupid shit and that I wouldn't spit in their mouth and to save them from dying of thirst. But I listen to everybody. And when I say I listen to everybody, I don't sympathize with everybody, but sometimes people that you may despise may come across something interesting. And I just focus on the information. I don't necessarily focus in on the person. Now, so there are some what do you call that? Merchants of scandal and stuff like that I try not to mention by name because I don't want to boost them up because all they're trying to do is search for scandals and stuff like that. But what happened today is I'll say Mighty Keith earlier today, y'all, it put out this tweet talking about a video that was out there by someone who is a huge Xbox supporter. They've gone after ponies. I won't say too much. All I'll say is that Porter Rock and I know it was a big controversy when Porter Rock and J-Dub had him on their show and all this other stuff, right? But this person's been attacking PlayStation people and, just living off that salt mine content that bullshit that they call it, right? And now they're coming. Well, to be fair to them, now they're coming out again. They do this like every 2 years or something like that. They come out and they go after Microsoft. Microsoft, what are you doing? What's wrong with you? And they criticize Microsoft to look fair and balanced. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not a shield for Microsoft or whatever. And they put out a video that I think was spot on for 99% of it, where they talked about the dumb decisions that Microsoft has made, the fact that they've turned their nose, and not just turned their backs, but like turned their nose on the gaming core that made them who they are today. They have no identity. They have no good leadership. They don't know what they're doing. They are dishonoring the trust of developers. Just everything is just awry there. It's a very good video. It points that out. But there's 1% that I don't agree with. 1% that I think overshines even the other 99%, and I'll get cold blood thoughts on this. When you watch that video, there is no self-reflection. There is just simply, y'all fooled me. Which I think is complete and utter bullshit. Even I, who stopped making excuses for Xbox years ago, even I had to sit in front of you guys on the mic and say, you know what? I'm accountable for the bullshit that I told you, even though I didn't realize it was bullshit. I've had to sit here and give Cold Blood his flowers. Cold Blood, you were right. Now, we may laugh at it, but seriously, in tone, I constantly remind you guys, I was indoctrinated. I was feeding bullshit because I wasn't looking at everything from 5,000 feet. I know better, but I got to be held accountable for what I did, which is wrong. And I need to be held accountable so I can continue to do what? Right. So I don't I don't like this approach of, you know what? You fucked up, Microsoft, which, yeah, the buck stops with you, but I don't have anything to do with this. Me being a content creator, me cascading this stuff and feeding y'all this horse shit, me sitting there trying to blame everything on the ponies and Sony. I have no accountability. I could just pop up every few years with a scathing video to admonish myself, but then go back to business as usual, making excuses for this. You can't do that. Even at the height of me making excuses for Xbox because I felt like that if just given some time, they would rebound. I always had an issue with Phil Spencer. Because Phil Spencer is the one that's doing this. In this video that I'm talking about, where I feel like 99% of what they're saying is spot on, there is no accountability held for. There's nothing like Phil Spencer is what's failing Xbox. There's not. It's like they try to lump everything to Microsoft, and then there's not enough laser point focus on these. This is Phil Spencer's vision that he tried. He's been given like 9.5 years to roll with, and it failed. And now the super conglomerate execs at Microsoft are now taking the helm fully. But it's only based off of Phil Spencer's failures. There's not enough accountability, I'll say. Not enough accountability towards Phil. It's framed as in, this is just what Microsoft does. No, it ain't. Because in the video themselves, they talk about how that Seamus Blackley and others said, we don't recognize this Microsoft because we used to do things different and things were better for the consumer. And in the video, they talk about how this started in 2008. What the fuck happened in 2008? Let me show you. 2008. That's when the games that you see here on this list that I'm showing you of Xbox 360 games and the exclusives they had. That's when it started to dwindle. And it really started to get considerably less. Why is that? Because in 2008, that's when Phil Spencer became head of studios, reporting to Donnie D. And then subsequently in 2014, after they let Donnie D go, that's when he became the head of Xbox altogether. So if we can put the numbers together and we can add a specific date to it and say 2008 is when this spiral started, well, why can't we look further and see what happened in 2008 and associate the root cause of the spiral? The root cause of the spiral was Phil. So, as much as I appreciate supporters of Xbox holding them accountable for the greater good of gaming, A, it needs to be done consistently. And B, you cannot admonish yourself and put full blame on Microsoft because this evidence has been around for years. And me, someone who made my mark in talking about video games, clowning the ponies, if I could have saw it back then, you definitely should be able to see it now. That's bullshit otherwise. So those are my thoughts on just the pure act of, oh, we didn't know, but we're going to hold them accountable now. I mean, I don't know, Cold Blood, if you have any comments or any thoughts on this notion that, hey, we didn't know that things would be this bad with Xbox, but now that we know, let me just say something right now and go back to making excuses for Xbox. What do you think about all that?
Well, I didn't know Xbox is gonna be that dog shit. I mean, I knew they are, but fucking hell.
Yeah.
Even I could predict 4 years ago it's gonna be that bad.
Yeah.
I said, yeah, probably PlayStation gonna outsell them 3-1, but nah, brother. we're looking at 5-1 at this point.
Yeah. And
like, yeah, if you're saying you didn't see that coming as a Xbox centric channel, bro, you're fucking lying.
Mm-hmm.
You're lying.
You are wholeheartedly. I saw it. My very first video, y'all. I know I keep saying this, but this is for the new people. My very first video, y'all, is Phil Spencer got a promotion, but I'm not celebrating. But look at the 5 or 6 videos after that, where I'm kissing their rear end from behind. I can admit that now and just say, look, I made a mistake. I didn't understand everything that was going on. And I didn't look at it thoroughly enough. But now that I do, there's nothing to excuse here. Nothing at all. Hold on one second. There's nothing to excuse here at all. So, give me 1 second. So now that we are here, I do want to show you guys somebody that I feel like, and I shout out to Cold Blood for pointing this out to me. But Mr. Maddie Plays, he's been fucking sensational. Now, I don't agree with everything he's been saying, but I think this is the best you can get from an Xbox enthusiast or an Xbox centric channel. This is the best you can expect. But I think if you want to look at someone who is properly reflecting on what Xbox has been telling people, what Xbox has actually done, and contrast it with what they've been promoting on their channel and them appropriately trying to fix it and them being consistent in trying to fix it, I don't think it gets any better for the Xbox community than Mr. Maddie Plays. I don't know. What do you think about that, Cold Blood? Do you think that he is the best example for the Xbox community and somebody recognizing their faults right now?
No.
Okay.
The best example of an average Xbox fanboy is still Post Up.
Well, I mean,
they hyping up business meetings instead of fucking games, bro.
Well, I know most of them are still like, most of them are still like Post Up, but I'm saying like,
I was joking. Yeah, yes, of course. That is a good example, bro.
I just wanted to make sure because I know I don't explain things right all the time. I just want, yeah. And speaking of Post Up, we got an example to where he even got out of element one time and had to admit that a fellow fanboy got roasted. But yeah, okay, so you do feel like that, Mr. Maddie Play, because these are the people that I'm like, and I've been doing this for a while. When people are like, well, Moss, I don't agree with you. I'm still an Xbox fan and I still like Xbox and I prefer Xbox. I say, fine. That's, you like what you like, but I think for you to get a better understanding of what's happening and why it's being done so you can make the best decision so you're not caught off guard. You're not sitting there thinking that, you know what I'm saying, that Starfield is going to be a 99 Metacritic rating, that, Hellblade is going to sell 7 million copies. That you're not caught off guard from this shit and you're not using stupid excuses like Xbox tax. I think you need to listen to more well-rounded, better researched Xbox content creators. And I think right now that Mr. Maddie Plays is the best example of that. There's too many people that are making excuses and not owning up to the issues overall. And they're doing it because they're like, well, I don't want to lose my fan base. And I know they're fucking rabid. I know they're rabid Xbox supporters. So I can't go against the grain. Maddie doesn't care about that. And I think his content is better because of that.
Well, of course you don't care, bro. Look at his subscriber count.
Exactly, yeah.
Who the fuck cares about some fucking Xbox fanboys at that point?
Yeah. Look at his subscriber count and look where he belongs. He belongs he's with Colin, which Colin, I gotta give him credit, has done a great job in letting the other non-PlayStation based entities be who they are. Kind of like what was his name? The kind of funny dude, Greg Miller. He does the same thing. That's what we tried to do when we were rolling out PNTS Network. But we got too many in this community that I only like you if you like my box. Like we've even dealt with that recently, where people are like, they're not fans of what we focus on, and so it's hard to get people to try to work at a collective effort. But every time the dust settles, I mean, Cold Blood and I, we don't care, because every time the dust settles, we're what? Right. You know what I'm saying? We're right. Maybe we are spoon feeding it to you a little harshly, but it's right. And I think that people have to stop taking offense to when the makers of products that they like are being criticized. That doesn't mean that you're a shitty consumer, is you happen to like something that was made by someone that's nefarious. I've listened to songs, I've watched movies made by people that have done shitty things. Do you think I'm sitting there running up in court and saying, no, set them free because I like their music? No, I had nothing to do with that. They just happened on another scale create something that I like. I don't need to take that personally. And you don't need to defend it, especially when you deep down inside, when you sitting with other fanboys or enthusiasts, y'all are like, yeah, that was fucked up. I don't like what they did, but don't say that in front of the ponies. You can't call them out in public because they're the ponies. When the ponies don't like something, they don't give a fuck what y'all think, man. They will go out there and land base. Remember that Fire Jim Ryan? Just for rumors and shit. Fire Jim. They don't care about y'all. Because they want what they want, and they have an expectation, and they have standards. And their standards isn't praise Xbox. Their standards is, as long as you're giving us quality, yeah, we'll brag and boast and be braggadocious about it. But there's a quality narrative that you motherfuckers better stick by, or we're going to shit on you. I ain't never heard Fire Jim Ryan as much as and to think about it, his counterpart was far less successful. Everyone's trying to save his job and make excuses for him. Meanwhile, this guy is one of the most successful SIE execs of all time. Make it make sense to me. So there's that. Let's check out some of these comments before we go to our final honorable mentions part, and which will be quick, and then we're going to get into the main show. It says, Not Your Mother says, I'm going to get this game on PlayStation Network. Bruh, get it? Not Your Mother, you will not be disappointed. Watch my stream. Oh my God. Like the reason why the show is starting later is because I couldn't put it down. Pause. Couldn't put it down. Ron Slusher says, don't forget Mohang, ABK, and Bethesda are the only untouchables right now. Yeah, Mohang is untouchable as far as the base Minecraft game. If they hired more people to do like these offshoot Minecraft Legends and all this other shit, they're expendable. All that they need for Minecraft expansions, that's all they're gonna like. You know, Minecraft. If they wouldn't hire people to work on this offshoot shit, oh yeah, they won't be around.
How long till AI can develop Minecraft itself?
Oh God. Oh God, we don't even want to go there.
You thought about that?
Oh my God. Jeez Louise. Moment that happens.
Satya loves his AI. He wants to have a spy AI that makes screenshots every second.
Take screenshot. Oh shit. Oh, Jay Gamer's gonna be in trouble. The feds are gonna be crap gamer. They're gonna call him crap and shit. Microsoft took 8,000 snapshots of this guy's computer in 5 minutes. They're all pictures of you. You might want to relocate. You might want to go into hiding. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Did you see that motherfucker, bro? He was smiling about it. Yes, we're going to. Yes, we're going to come up. I've never seen that motherfucker so excited. Yeah, we're gonna take 55 snapshots per second of your computer, and we're gonna send it to the government. He was excited. What the fuck you need all those snapshots of my computer for, bro?
Well, mostly advertising, probably, if they can spy it somehow.
Oh my God. And there, bro, it's not that he just said this. It's not that he's smiling, but they actually have the audacity to turn that into an ad, and they're pumping that shit through Twitter as to say, you want this. This is what you want. If this isn't indoctrination, let me tell you guys something. And this is why even I as a former Xbox creator and an Xbox fanboy, self-proclaimed fanboy, who loved Xbox, loved it, had the same passion that you guys have, but we had it for a reason. We didn't even go with we were fierce. We were fucking, the things that y'all call toxic now, we were all that back then. Toxic than a motherfucker. And we defended Xbox to the $1 billion or the $2 billion with the red ring of death and all that other shit. We called it out. But we were like, it's better than having that dog shit PlayStation 3. We were just notorious, right? But even we, in those defenses, we had standards. And we knew how to separate the forest from the trees. We knew the difference, cold blood, between Xbox and Microsoft. Meaning, around the same time that the OG Xbox was out, do y'all realize that Microsoft was trying to stop making Windows? Look this shit up. They were going to stop making Windows on computers. They were trying to transition towards to no longer make Windows on computers. They were going to only make Windows on servers. And what you would have to buy is like a stream box. You would buy a stream box and you would run your computer through the stream box. So this whole cloud thing, it isn't a new, initiative. This is all the way back to early 2000. I wrote a paper on it for college. Because they first in 2000 wanted to promote, I forgot who they were going to work with. I think it was Dell. They were going to promote diskless computers. Now, right now, diskless computers were nothing. They're nothing. If you don't have a disk drive in your computer, so the fuck what? Everything's done digitally. But back then, that was unheard of. That was like less than 1% of 1%. And they were going to do that because they wanted to try to fight piracy. So PC owners was like, fuck no, get out of here, Microsoft. You're crazy. And they rejected the notion. Then they came back a few years later, and they were trying to make it to where when you bought a computer, a Windows PC, you wouldn't get a desktop anymore. You would get like a stream box, and that you would do all your computing through the stream box, and it would come from servers. And the Xbox community got wind of this along with the consumer community, and we told them to shut the fuck up and get out of here. We wish you would. We wish your mofo would. You fast forward to today, and part of the other honorable mentions is this thing from Tim Sweeney, where you actually had an Xbox fanboy try to defend this. Cold blood. I want to show this to y'all real quick. If I can find it. Closed. Shit, I had it up here. What happened?
Defending what again?
They were defending all this AI shit that was happening with here it goes right here. They were defending this AI stuff that Microsoft is trying. Here it goes. So Tim Sweeney drops this tweet, and he's really attacking Google because he constantly attacks Google, right? So he was attacking Google about their AI recommendations and shit like that, making fun of Google. And so this guy that goes by the name of the Black Viking, he's an Xbox fanboy. He be out there with post up and spreading a lot of goofy shit. He says, "Hey Tim, we've been having some discussions on the prospect of Microsoft partnering or acquiring Valve. What are your thoughts on this from a consumer standpoint? Also from a competitor standpoint." I'm sorry, not the AI stuff, but still Microsoft's still trying to buy into Valve. And even Tim Sweeney says, "I worry that the makers of Edge, Bing, and Windows Store might struggle with the concept of running a service that people want to use." So even he. So get the fuck out of here, dude. This ain't that type of party, bro. Like, yeah, Google, I got a big target on Google, but I still got a nightstick that I got pointed at y'all shit. And even post up, he had to say, "Oh, nasty work." He had to even admit, like, dude, yeah, bro tried one. So yeah, it wasn't AI, but still this whole thought process of Microsoft, the big conglomerate, doing shit that is going to harm consumers and stuff that we like. You current Xbox fanboys, you will defend not anything Xbox. You will defend anything Microsoft, which is abhorrent. It's a problem. Y'all need to reflect on it. Y'all have a problem. Last but not least, before we get to how the fuck did this? Okay, here we go. All right. I don't want to play this. Really? YouTube, why are you acting so good? All right, last but not least, I want to show you guys this. Stop airing this. These are outfits from Stellar Blade. Like the new outfits have been launched, right? And there was all that talk about censorship. Yeah, these new outfits, they don't look censored at all. Cold Blood, what are your thoughts on these new Stellar Blade outfits that are out here now, that are, I guess, going to be released because of this new patch or something like that? What are your thoughts on it?
Already got them in the game.
Oh, we got them already. Oh, that's the shit. Okay.
Yeah, well, it's literally the 1.0 without patch outfit. Just an alternative version of them.
Okay.
That's all.
So there appears to be nothing censored at all. Hopefully we can give up this fight. I know people are out there. We talked about this, Cold Blood. I'm not going to name names, but people are out there trying to claim a victory like they influenced this.
Oh.
What are your thoughts on
what they really was fighting was the developer choosing to redesign outfits.
Yeah, a redesign.
So all the hate that they put towards PlayStation, that they actually hated on the fucking developer. Congratulations. Yeah. I guess you got your wish now.
Mm-hmm.
But still, some of them. But the 1.0 are not uncensored yet, so I'm not updating. Like, what the fuck, bro? Oh, come on.
Stop it.
You have more problems than just fucking censorship at that point.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Were some things made less clad? Yeah. But you gotta understand, everything is not this. Okay, let me say this. And like I said, this is a discussion that we'll have with the members. I am not, as an African, as a minority here in the United States, as an African American, I can sit here and look y'all with a straight face and say that I too don't like forced pandering initiatives that are just trying to put a certain look and face somewhere with no substance behind it. You know what I'm saying? I hate that shit. I tried to, it was my job to explain to my bosses how just because someone had a certain skin tone or looked a certain way, you not checking their qualifications and you just grabbing them off the street and putting them in a position actually fucks it up for the other people that look like them that are actually qualified. Because what happens is when you do that without proper filtering, people say, see, told you that you get nothing good out of that group. So you defeat the purpose that you're trying to serve. So yes, shallow, empty attempts to pander. Even I, as a minority, I am not for it. I want badass story. I want badass action. I want badassery all across the board. As long as you got that going, I don't care who looks like what. You know what I'm saying? But don't just focus on the aesthetics, because I think that's superficial. There needs to be substance behind anything that you do. Substance should always be first and foremost. Then you build from there. So I have a problem with empty, shallow pandering. That being said, everything that has, that is done for the sake of change or whatever isn't always pandering. Like when it comes to Stellar Blade, yes, they may have made some of these outfits less clad, but they did that for the betterment of the fucking game. So the game can be put in more places. So the game could be more acceptable. Because the more acceptable the game is, the more likely you're going to get a fucking sequel. So if you don't want to kill this franchise because it's a great freaking game, then yes, because some outfits were made a little less clad, you're still seeing more cheeks than a fucking Louis Armstrong concert. Like, get over it. Pick and choose your fucking battles, because the direction that a lot of you guys were headed, and I don't feel like everybody was doing this. I know I joked in the past and was like, yeah, the motherfucker's horny and sitting on the grandma's couch. I know everybody wasn't under that. There's a lot of people that honestly are concerned about empty, shallow pandering. But stop. Everything isn't black and white. Everything isn't this or that. In this case, you have Korean developers that really wanted to have this type of perspective in their game, but they understood that in order for them to see the broad appeal, that they had to alter some things. As Cold Blood said it. Wasn't censorship. It was like, for us to make this acceptable across the board, let's just change a few things here. But they did not radically change the game. There's cheeks everywhere still, okay? There's bus lines everywhere. Look at that. Like, come on now. What is censored about that? Like, what are we doing here? So just understand that even if you feel like that you want to fight this new cause, whatever, you do what you want to do. But stop trying to look at everything through the prism of this new cause. You are putting yourself in a silo, and you're actually making yourselves worse than the people that you're trying to fight in some instances. Like, I don't know, this is me speaking, but I feel like people that go overboard on this really ain't any better than those that were going overboard on Hogwarts to me. Keep your politics out of gaming. When it applies, then add the pressure. But it doesn't apply to everything. Stop looking through that prism, because you're just as bad, if not worse, than the people that you're trying to fight off. Those are just my 2 cents. So I don't know if Cold Blood had anything that he had to say or a different perspective on it. Let's see, Rod.
The most toxic motherfucker in gaming right now is this Ryan McCaffrey from IGN.
What did he say now?
He has to go. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of Ryan either.
That has nothing to do with Stellar Blade right now. I mean,
You just reflected.
Grumps can fuck off now,
Yeah.
please.
Mm-hmm.
Shut the fuck up now.
Yeah.
You got your wish. Get your imaginary W. Bye bye. I don't want to hear nothing about Grumps after this.
Yeah. I'm with you.
Like that dude was literally a whole month of only Grumps everywhere on Twitter. Oh, brother, no. I don't want to hear that anymore.
Exactly.
He and Ryan McCaffrey both bye bye. We don't need you in the gaming community.
Yeah. Gaming to me is an escape, Cold Blood. So regardless of someone's politics, like I said, I just sat here, don't agree with most of the shit that as far as how Rush Limbaugh depicted it, but when he talked about gaming, I could, separate that stuff. Wasn't sitting there sending awards to him or sending him Valentine's gifts, but I could sit there and say, you know what, that is the right perspective on this, and more people should have it. But I try to separate myself from all this political shit when I'm playing game. Gaming is an escape for me, and I think it is for most people. So either side of the political spectrum, I just think that you should just leave it out. Unless your purpose is, hey, look, for my specific project, this is what I'm trying to do. I am trying to send a message. Okay, fine, sure. Anybody that wants to indulge in said message, go ahead and do it. But any attempt, one way or the other, to try to put like this coding over all gaming that it either has to be all of this or it either has to be all of that, I'm not for it. Keep your politics out of gaming. So,
I mean, you asked me what Ryan did.
Yeah, what did he do?
Look at his Twitter. Just look at his Twitter.
Oh, he blocked me, bro. Well, he blocked me a long time ago.
Neil Druckmann, I'm paraphrasing here, but he said something like he's gonna try to make a redefined way of gaming or something,
yeah,
something like that. And Ryan said, he's the most egotistical, I think, something, or arrogant or something like that.
Fuck it.
Like, bro, I would get it if you would talk about some fucking no-name developer, that tried to say that shit. But you're saying that to Naughty Dog, like literally the dude that redefined gaming for a whole generation, bro. Like even your favorite Xbox team said they can do nothing even close to that.
Close to it, and they aspire. Phil Spencer went on stage at one of the DICE ceremonies and said that he aspires to make games like Naughty Dog. I think it was 2019 he did that. But that's IGN, bro. And then they bought. We got to talk about. We do. I know.
No, he's just a toxic motherfucker.
He is. I don't like him.
He's no longer positive to the gaming community.
He never was.
Toxic.
I never liked him. Liked him.
Maybe at some point he was, because he got popular. I mean, some people liked him, I guess.
Well,
but now he's just toxicity that is spreading.
I can tell you what happened with Ryan, because I remember watching it. What happened? Who was it? It was Colin Moriarty, right? I think it was Colin, and I think it was Greg Miller. I think they were over at IGN, and they were the popular ones. And Ryan McCaffrey was new. I remember seeing this. Ryan McCaffrey was newer, and people thought he was okay. Nobody, they just said, "Oh, the guy that looks like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo." They thought he was all right. They thought he was harmless. Nobody killed over and was like, we're in love with this dude, but nobody thought he was a problem. He was around too. He was like an apprentice to those guys. And then Colin and Greg, they left. And there was really no other talent there except for him. So he only took him and what's the other, and Destin Legary. So once the real talent left. We were left with them at IGN, so it was only because out of lack of other talent that he took over. And from the very beginning, I thought his takes were off. I thought that he was just he was a misinformation train. He didn't do the proper research. He just talked to hear himself and to talk about him and his DeLorean and all, or whatever car that he was getting. I just was not enthused, and I didn't like him as a gaming personality. I don't know the guy personally, but I didn't like his gaming takes. I thought they were bad for gamers, and me and him got to a back and forth about something stupid that he said, and he blocked me. So, yep. That's my time.
Can you tell me the consequences of IGN buying half of the fucking game website?
Get ready for well, it's kind of like what's happening in gaming, where the talented people, they're going to be sat with. There's going to be new parameters that they got to go under, meaning there's going to be new, like, look, these are the things that will make you successful at your job. Because trust me, I know, because I've gone through 2 mergers with my company. These are the things that'll make you successful at your job. And for full transparency, when the first merger I dealt with, when we had the second merger, I said, oh, hell no. I don't want to manage anymore. Put me on special projects. I am not going for this shit. You know what I'm saying? And then after fighting tooth and nail, they finally did that. But anyway, that's what's going to happen. They're going to say, these are the new things. And then the people like myself, who's not going to have the luxury of saying, put me on special projects, they're going to say, I'm out of here. They're going to do it just like they did when EA started absorbing stuff. Microsoft started absorbing stuff. They're going to say, I'm out of here. And then you're going to be left with the people that are just like, you know what? I got to pay my light bill. I got to pay my phone bill. I don't want to be eating cat food. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really need this job. And they're just going to do whatever they're told. And whatever they're going to be told is all going to be about the bottom line for IGN. So if IGN is popular because they're an easy source for casual gamers, who casual gamers outweigh us, the hardcore gamers. Us, we go to the VGCs, the GameIndustry.biz's, and all those other places. That's where we go. The casual who just wants to know, oh, I wonder when Madden's coming out. I wonder when Call of Duty's coming out. I wonder what else might be coming out. When could, has there been a price drop on Xbox, or can I get a new hard drive? All that casual shit, they go to IGN for. IGN doesn't research anything. I've been back and forth with so many IGN reporters and stuff. They don't research anything. They don't know what they're talking about most of the time. They make shit up on the fly, and then when they make it up, it's wrong. They're just horrible at what they do. Where us hardcore gamers, we call them out all the time. Imagine that now being the norm at a GameIndustry.biz, a press start, or whoever they bought, a Euro gamer. Like that, that's going to be horrible. It's going to be horrible. And people are going to get hurt. Like, for instance, we would hope, because IGN had their own spin on Digital Foundry, right? They had their own spin on Digital Foundry, and they had their own guy doing, that person's gone, or maybe some of Digital Foundry is gone. We don't know. But there are going to be positions of quality people. And I'm not saying Digital Foundry is super awesome, but they're better than a lot of the counterparts that were doing this for IGN, from my understanding. But you're going to see people purge, and they're going to leave, and they'll never come back to this industry, because there are less and less positions out there, and you're going to see all these entities out here that IGN bought run similarly to how IGN runs, which is get a lot of shit out there, get a lot of articles out there. Fuck fact checking, all this stuff. Just get it out here, and let's get a lot of clicks. Let's get a lot of ad revenue, and let's cater more to casual people. That's what you're going to see happening. It's going to get worse. It'll get far worse. And the silver lining used to be us, the content creators, but we're just as fucked up now as the journos. We're just as bad. Because anybody can get a Yeti and just make a super well edited video, insult mine and talk shit, and y'all live and die off of that. But when ABK happens and Microsoft is letting go Tango Works and, you know, Hellblade, whatever happens with Hellblade, God forbid, and all the other stuff, y'all want to sit there and act surprised. Oh, I do what? So. State of gaming news is going to become dog shit. And I just hope y'all ready for it. I hope y'all ready for it. He's pro Xbox. Phil Spencer says all things PlayStation. Not Your Mother says the pot calling the kettle black. I'm assuming in reference to Ryan McCaffrey talking shit about Neil Druckmann. No true words have been spoken. And now that IGN has bought half of the major gaming publication, it's going to be worse. Absolutely. All this will do is give Microsoft games more positive reviews from these Xbox. I agree with that. Cold Blood, what do you think about that? That the narrative that this is just going to make Xbox Metacritic scores go up. You know what I'm saying? Because IGN has this thing where they're not going to give Starfield a 9, but I feel like they're feeling the pressure from the Xbox community, and they're going to score it a point or so higher than they should, and they know it. What are your thoughts on that?
So who they acquired exactly?
Eurogamer. Help me out, y'all. Eurogamer, GameIndustry.biz. That's the one that's going to hurt the worst. Because GameIndustry.biz broke a lot of shit that a lot of people that just cascaded to other places. But let me see. Who did IGN buy? Help me out, y'all.
Because it all depends on who they bought.
Eurogamer, GameIndustry.biz, Rock Paper Shotgun, and VG247, which the latter two wasn't so bad, but Eurogamer, I'm really concerned about Eurogamer and GameIndustry.biz. And I take that back.
Look. Mm-hmm. The first thing is the Foundry is going to become even more favorable towards Microsoft.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that happen.
Yeah.
Rock, paper, shotgun.
They used to be big back in the day. They're not as big as they used to be. I want to say, think of Kotaku. Back in the day, rock, paper, shotgun, like when the OG Xbox and the PlayStation 2 was out, that's when they were big back then. They're not so big anymore.
Well, Eurogamer is for me the biggest concern.
Yeah. Yep.
They are probably gonna make it very clear that they have a bias towards fucking Xbox.
And I know some of you are going to listen to this and say, "But Cold Blood and Digital Foundry is its own separate entity." That is true, but Digital Foundry leans a lot on their partnership with Eurogamer. So if that's what they're talking about, if IGN comes down and they're like, we really need you guys to reflect a little bit more in this direction, that's going to put a lot of pressure on them. Now, I'm not saying Eurogamer did that, but this is IGN that we're talking about now. There is nothing to trust there. And if it's going to mess up that, like, as big as Digital Foundry is, trust me, if Digital Foundry could survive independently on their own without that partnership with Eurogamer, they would have been done it. They would have been done it. But they don't have the capacity to have such a editorial wing like how, Eurogamer does. So they need that partnership. So IGN, you can see a rep from IGN being in a room with the discussions that they have with your, digital font. Like we really kind of need, we really need it. Or these are the things that, they don't say you better do this. They just, we're really leaning towards, and they say it in a way that that if you don't do it and you keep not doing what they want you to do, it's going to have an adverse effect on that relationship. That's how this type of shit works. So, oh man, yeah, it's definitely not good. Your Digital Foundry and then NX Gamer is the channel. Thanks for that. I appreciate that. Doriega says I don't care about it. I game to get away from all this craziness, people in the world. Yeah, exactly. That's what I do, man. Dealing with the shit that I deal with at work and elsewhere. Kids, grandkids, and all this crazy shit, man. That's why I whip out games. That's why I talk shit with y'all here. All things. He says, I'm back lurking. And good to see you, man. All right. So those are our thoughts on that stuff. Just crazy stuff altogether. All right. With that said, now we can get into the show. I like to hit my
We're almost done with the show. What the hell? Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. Jesus. Yeah, we didn't even. Jesus fucking Christ. Well, I guess we're going to be going a little bit longer. Y'all trying to get me divorced. We'll be going a little bit longer today. Let's do this. All right. So let's talk about the Xbox roller coaster first and foremost. Let's talk about Hellblade 2. No. I didn't even label that right. It is an Xbox roller coaster, but Hellblade 2.
Holocaust? What?
Of course.
What did you just say?
A roller coaster. But that's actually the topic from last show. I just didn't update them. So here's what's going on with Hellblade 2, y'all. The gaming community's reception of Hellblade 2 is divided, with criticisms regarding the game's length and technical aspects. People coming down differently on each side of that. Many praised the game's art direction, visuals, and sound, but some noted pacing issues in the combat system and that favors spectacle over depth. It currently stands at an 81 Metacritic, and got 4 out of 5 stars on Xbox, and was 84 on Steam. But as you can see, even now, when I wrote this early this morning, as you guys can see now, it's at an 83. It was at an 84 something. It's already dropped. I just want to show you guys for clarity and for transparency. So, but very small numbers on Steam, even compared to Hi-Fi Rush, who peaked at 6.1 thousand the time of this writing, and Hellblade is 3 days out, has only peaked at 3.9 thousand. There's no activity yet on Xbox Most Played when I wrote this earlier today, but I want to check that right now and let's see, because it's nowhere to be found in the top 50. I doubt that it's going to stay that way, and it's still not, so they're probably not going to update it until this weekend. You're not going to see Hellblade up here until the weekend. But there's something funny going on, Cold Blood. With I do want to add some clarity to this, or some transparency to this. You could always trust Microsoft to not fiddle with this, I felt like despite how bad the results were. But something weird is going on, because normally when you look at the most played games and you go under subscriptions and you go to Game Pass, there's about 50 results that are here. And now it's capped at 16. Meaning, why are they creating this new filter to where they're only looking at the top 16 games now? Is that an attempt to hide how poorly a game like Hellblade or whatever might be doing in comparison to other Game Pass titles? Is it because that Hellblade is so short that maybe it's not going to tally up as much engagement as they would hope, and therefore it's not going to show here? So I think for the first time, we might be seeing Xbox trying to fudge some numbers or fudge their scoring for the public so they can sit there and say, oh, well, it's only the top 15. Don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? So that right there is suspect. But with that said, I do expect at least a couple of days, if not at least one, during the weekend that you're going to see Hellblade in this top 15 on Game Pass and definitely start to show in the top 50. So here's my questions for you. Because you played the game, and I want to get your gameplay up here. So let's do that. You played the game Cold Blood. So let me ask you, what were your thoughts overall? Where's your Hellblade? I want to get your Hellblade 2 here. Let's do this. I want to make sure it's not 1440p. So so it's at 1080p, which is good. Because even though Cold Blood did stream this, he was able to stream this natively from his PC at 4K 60. That's freaking crazy. But we got his gameplay up here. Cold Blood, what did you think about the game overall? And do you think it lives up to the hype, or was it a disappointment to you?
Well, it definitely was a disappointment. It did not live up to any hype at all. Like, what did Z always say? Oh, I got some screenshots of the game and it looks so fucking like nothing else could even compare to it.
Yeah.
When I played this game, sure, the graphics are fucking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But goddamn, if this is the best Xbox can do, they still have a long ways to go. If you can only do graphics, but the gameplay is just fucking walking, that ain't doing shit, bro.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah, that's bad. Yeah.
Like, at that point, make a visual novel, and it's gonna be the same effect, you know?
Mm-hmm. Wow. From what I could see of your gameplay, what I'm hearing from different people, Mr. Maddie.
Can you bring it to something where I'm fighting or something? Like, this is the most boring ass part of the game, bro. Like, really, you're showing the game at its worst right now.
Here we go. Okay, I think I got it. Here we go. Okay, so we got it. And I really wish I could play it at 4K so you guys could see it, or at least 1440p. But I don't want to. What I'll do is we'll drop a link to the.
Well, I fucked up the HDR settings. That's why the game ain't gonna look as good as it
could. Yeah. But you could still see the graphical prowess, even though, the HDR settings have it a little, they give it more of a whiter tint. You know what I'm saying? But you could still see the graphical prowess and the animations and stuff like that. I mean, they still look awesome. Very, very graphic too. There you go.
Yeah, so, like the animation work, bro, it's phenomenal. Like, I cannot say there was any moment where the motion capture looked weird or something. Nah. Whoever is responsible for the motion capture, the sound design, and the graphics, those dudes are fucking talented, bro. It's just the gameplay part of the game is. Oh yeah. Ninja Fury has to stay. Yeah. Absolutely. Yep. Like, give him more time for the next project.
Exactly.
Make it the most fucking impressive game ever fucking released. Like, gameplay wise and graphics wise.
Exactly.
Then you have a fucking hit.
Exactly.
Then you have a real hit.
Yeah. Because when it comes to the combat and stuff, because you beat the first one, like, you feel like, right? It's fair to say that you feel like that where they started at with the gameplay in 1, that they were on the right path. Like, they really could make some great gameplay in your mind, right?
They could if they get the time, maybe. Yeah. I can see it. Like, this shit could be even better than God of War if they did it right.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, it's fucking rushed to shit, and it's not even close to the first one. Like, bro. Yeah.
Wow. Not Your Mother in the chat says, this game is bad, like the first one, but HP2 is just a messy snore fest. Wow.
Can't argue with you, because for me it wasn't the most enjoyable experience ever. Like, okay, I had probably one of the best experiences possible with the game with a fucking 4080. I cannot imagine playing this shit at Xbox Series S or X settings. Fucking hell, no.
Well, there is actually part of the stream where you do that, right? Where you put it like close to what those settings would be.
Jokingly put it at 900p.
Oh, trust me, it's a completely different experience. Yeah. That's a shame. That's a shame. And even to that's not Ninja Theory's fault. It's an Xbox problem. I heard somewhere too, and again, I don't have to agree with everybody. I'm not attacking anybody. I just want people to really think thoroughly about what they're saying versus feeling like they got to come down the middle and come up with some ways to go against the grain and sound like they're being fair. I heard the excuse given that Microsoft wasn't to be blamed at all for this, that this was Ninja Theory's fault because Ninja Theory wanted to focus on the visual stuff. And I think that's false. I think that we could see that Ninja Theory, and they based that commentary off of how the combat worked, right? Like how the combat is different now. I don't believe that was true. I believe that they wanted to put more focus on presentation, but the combat was an end result of the short time that they probably were told that they had after the fact. You got to remember that they really didn't start producing this game until like late 2020, early 2021 because of the pandemic, right? They really didn't do heavy production until like 2021. You also got to remember that in 2022, there were rumors that during 2022, because Xbox had such a hellacious year that they didn't drop anything, that there was a lot of pressure mounting from Microsoft. Like, we got to start getting shit in the Game Pass. So I believe that in 2022, Microsoft gives that message to Phil and Xbox, and then Phil and Xbox comes to Ninja Theory, and they're like, look, you guys got to start wrapping this shit up. You know what I'm saying? Is there any way that you guys can release in 2022? No. What about 2023? That's a stretch, Phil. Okay, 2024. Like, I feel if they were given time, at the very least 4 years, but idealistically 5, that they would have come out with the game that Cold Blood says rivals God of War. So no, that notion, that excuse, that it was because they wanted to focus on, no, I totally don't agree with that at all. I don't think the evidence shows that. The evidence shows the contrary, that they started to put pressure on these studios because Satya and Amy was like, y'all don't have shit to put out here in 2022. Like, we're leaving Game Pass dry. We had Matt Booty out here talking about start expecting games of quality every quarter. And we couldn't like start delivering on that quote unquote promise until 2023 and the second half of 2023. And so I think Phil came to Ninja Theory and was like, look, guys, I tried to get you to 2025, but the best I can get you is Q2 2024. You got to wrap this shit up. That's what he said to him. So I get to where we want to make Phil look like the good guy, cold blood, but why? Why do y'all keep defending this dude, man? What is it about him? There's something about this guy that makes y'all feel like that y'all must defend him at all costs. No.
Because if they admit he's dog shit, they admit Xbox is dog shit.
Yeah.
That's
he's
why.
in charge. Mm-hmm. Are you guys afraid? I mean, you guys realize that Xbox is at rock bottom, right? Like, Game Pass isn't even Phil's idea. Y'all know that, right? Game Pass, that's Satya's idea. xCloud is not Phil's idea. It's Satya's idea. You guys know that, right? Like Xbox buying these studios, if Satya doesn't want to do it, doesn't have the stomach for it, it doesn't happen. Y'all do understand that, right? So hopefully you guys understand that, you know, I don't know if you guys think that if Phil's let go, that all of these things that you do like is going to go away. No. You guys are like, I covered this on this channel extensively. When Satya got on board, and if you don't believe me, go listen to Paul Thurrott and Brad Sams of the Paul Thurrott think tank. Paul Thurrott and his team are the closest you're going to get to Microsoft outside of Microsoft. He told us this back in 2017, 2018, or 2018 rather, that when Satya, no, 2017, he started telling us, when Satya got on board, and I know this because this happened with one of the mergers that my company was part of, the leadership came and said, why should I keep you on board? Like, why shouldn't I get rid of you? Like that was the cool thing to do then, is to go to different managers and say, we bought you out. I have a vision. Why should I keep you to exercise this vision? So number one, you had to answer that. I, as a manager, when we got I had to answer that too. Secondly, he said to each company, how do you see, because we're going to be big on cloud and we're going to be big on subscription services, how do you envision us integrating cloud and subscription service with what you do? So in other words, he's telling these developers, these companies these sections and these managers of these sections, we're going to enact cloud. We're going to enact subscription services. This is how we want to implement it from a base level. You flesh it out. How do we? So again, Game Pass and xCloud, those are the results of Satya. They're not the results of Phil. Phil's just was to go to the game companies and work out the deals because he, quote unquote, was supposed to know the companies that would make this work. Even day and date content. That was a Satya thing. How do we know that? Because all of Microsoft's products are available, even Windows right now. Not Windows, even Excel and Office and all that. They're trying to turn it solely into a subscription model. So all this is Satya. Y'all do understand, you don't have, for the stuff that you like from Microsoft, you don't have to defend Phil. Like, I think the only thing that you can look at Phil for outside of Satya and say he was the biggest influence on this was the Bethesda deal. But how's that working out for your ass? So
Like, look, now you see one of the boss fights in the game.
yeah.
Which is not a boss fight at all. It's
You're fighting
literally
lava.
a gimmick.
You're fighting lava.
But you're not even fighting it. You're just running away.
Running
From
cover
the
to cover.
lava.
Yeah, from the lava.
Yeah. I mean, if we played Division, that would be checking out.
Oh yeah, going cover to cover. Yeah, like, bro, this was a tech demo. Had this game launched,
Look, no, it's a game.
mm-hmm.
Just the amount of content that is in this game feels more like a tech demo.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Had this launched with the Xbox, you know, even in this state, I think it would be better perceived because, yes, even though it is a game, you know, the reasoning behind it and the perception behind it would be, look, we're only going to get better from here. Because this is what this box can deliver. But being that this was a game that you're getting 3-4 years out from the launch, the amount of time and the content and the lack of combat, lack thereof, that's not acceptable for, I think, a first party flagship title 3 or 4 years out. You know what I'm saying? So, let's talk about the length. Do you think the story, because a lot of people are like, oh, the story is so great, even if it is shorter. This is what Ninja Theory does with this franchise. They make shorter story narrative games. Do you think the story is good enough to justify the length, Cold Blood?
Well, those that say the story is good, I would ask them, what is the story about? if I get an actual answer, I'd be fucking surprised.
Yeah.
Because the first 60% of this game, you cannot tell me what the fuck the story is about.
Mm-hmm.
No, I refuse to believe you can do so. Unless you watch some fucking YouTuber explaining it to you.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But just from playing the game now, I don't believe you.
Mm-hmm. True Virgil said in regards to Phil, he is an honest dude. Have Jim Ryan given you time to play with you? Nope. You're right, Virgil. I retract everything that I've said. Trauma Talking says Post Up do all the capping and don't even beat games. Yeah.
Remember Post Up saying, "Oh, they're gonna have so much more combat in this one."
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. A concept of what the combat could be, baby. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. My God! Oh man, if there wasn't a propaganda artist, I mean, that's why they got rid of Major Nelson, because they had Post Up's loopy ass. My God, Major, we got this raw chitlin eating motherfucker out here. He's working circles around you, man. We gotta let you go. Yeah, I mean, he's making excuses we couldn't even think of, man. Yeah, sorry, Major. We gotta let you go. Oh man, hey, this dude, and then he tried to hide and talk about Drake and Kendrick when the layoffs was happening and shit. Yeah, but yeah, hey, it's up to you. I can make fun of them and poke fun at these creators, but now that we see all this shit happening, you shouldn't be falling for anything that they say. You know what I mean? And that's connected to what we're about to talk about next when we go to the next topic. What do you think about the combat system? Was it satisfying at all or challenging at all to you? Should have been more of it? What were your thoughts on the combat?
It should have been more varied.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's cool when she does some executions and shit.
Mm-hmm.
It looks all good, but it's just not enough.
Yeah.
And the fights that are there, they are all the fucking same mostly.
Okay.
Like there might be like 4 different enemy types at most, yeah. Like one that is a fast motherfucker that keeps on hitting you, yeah, very fast. Then another dude is a fucking what do you call it? He shoots some shit from far away.
Wow.
You have to get close. Then another dude is a fat bastard that takes a lot of fucking hits. Like shit like that. And then all you do is parry, dodge, parry, hit them, use your focus for a free kill. And that's it. And like I said it already, there is not really any boss fights besides the first enemy you encounter, yeah, and the last enemy. Like those 2 are somewhat of a boss fight, I guess. But everything else is just gimmicks and some short fights with some fucking monsters and some Last of Us zombies, like I always call them.
Wow. Final question for you regarding this game. Based off what happened with Tango, what do you think happens to Ninja Theory? Do they survive at Microsoft if the game's engagement is like this for the long term? If they max out at like 4,000 players, if they run low, 4,000 players on Steam, if they run low on Game Pass as far as ranking, what happens to Ninja Theory in your mind?
I hope Microsoft is not dumb enough to close them.
Yeah.
True Virgil, please shut the fuck up. Really. You are the last person I want to hear something about. They got another game greenlit right now.
Yeah. Please stop it.
Because we are serious here, bro. Like, we want them to survive. You motherfucker just cap right now.
Tango Gameworks, reason why we're not even paying that any attention is Tango Gameworks was supposed to expand. They had sent out, like Aaron Greenberg or somebody had sent out, like after Hi-Fi Rush was released, and remember a lot of us were questioning, was Hi-Fi Rush successful? Aaron Greenberg comes out and says we are more than happy with Hi-Fi Rush. We enjoyed it. We loved it. As a matter of fact, I don't think this was in the same tweet, but as a matter of fact, Tango's expanding. They were looking on expanding. They had new positions that they were hiring for, and I think they were looking at a new building. So, True Virgil, look, there you have it, man.
Ambition is being punished at Microsoft.
At exactly.
Do you understand that? Like, exactly. Ambition is being punished, not laziness.
Yep.
That is so ass backwards. Like, holy shit. Imagine you have a company and your workers say, we want to do more. Let us do more. And you say, you're fucking fired. Like, that's insane.
We got this great idea that'll really get out. Yeah.
Get out of my office. I want to cut costs.
Pack up your shit and get out of here. We'll hear about more. about doing better. What's wrong with you? We're a company. Yeah. So, yeah, unfortunately.
Bro, nah, not today. Not today, True Virgin. No.
What do you say? He's they dispersed most of Tango to other parts of Bethesda. Okay. Look. Tango working on ESO or doing other bullshit Bethesda games instead of the innovative stuff that they, as a studio, what does that got to do with the tea in China? It is a talented studio that was going to make like whether Tango was part of those games or not, you were still getting those games. So the people from Tango that they decided to keep, and I think saying that they kept most of them is likely a stretch. The people from Tango that they decided to keep, they are now working, they're just simply helping with stuff that was already coming out instead of adding and creating more IP. Where if Tango and Bethesda were still independent, they would still be working on the shit that they had coming out. So not only would we be getting Hi-Fi Rush, we would be getting a Hi-Fi Rush 2 because the original Hi-Fi Rush, trust me, would have been successful, would have probably been way more successful if look, think about it this way. Bethesda lost out so much on this deal. Like the execs went off like a fat rat. They got golden parachutes, the board, they're, but the people that are there now, they have lost out so much from this deal. Redfall, which the developers didn't want released, got released and they got embarrassed and now they got laid off. And that's who I think most of the people that was dispersed from was from Arcane. I mean, that most of the people were kept. I don't think most of the people were kept from Tango. Most of the people were kept from Arcane, True Virgil. But they got embarrassed and then they got dispersed because of decisions that Microsoft made. Starfield. If Starfield would have been multi-plat, or even if it was an exclusive game for PlayStation, believe you me, PlayStation is looking at that game and they're like, we paid for exclusivity. You're going to have to go back and you're going to have to fix some of this shit. We've already heard from David Jaffe that PlayStation don't play when it comes to this type of shit. So Starfield is in a worse state than it would have been had it been multi-plat or even a PlayStation exclusive. And now we got Tango Gameworks that was let go. What are we talking about here? What are we truly talking about? It utterly makes no sense. You got to at some point.
He wants Xbox to fail by capping for the shit.
Yeah. You got at some point in time you got to stop capping. So Jay Gaiman stopped doing nude sketches of Crap Gamer, and he comes in and he says, "We're going to give you your one shot at your 15 minutes of fame." He says, "So these guys trash everything Xbox, and they say they want the studio to survive." And True Virgil, did I get that right? Jay. That notion is ridiculous. We trash Xbox efforts when they don't do well. And they're not doing well. And don't take it from me. Take it from the users. The users are saying that we don't like what Xbox is putting out there. And we're criticizing them and trashing their efforts because they can do better. But let me give you an example of Xbox efforts. Now, Cold Blood is on the other side of me for the based upon this, but I love Deathloop. And I know Deathloop was supposed to be a PlayStation timed exclusive, but I think Deathloop is excellent. In my opinion, Now, Hi-Fi Rush doesn't suit me, what Deathloop does. In my opinion, Deathloop is probably Xbox's best game since Phil has been in charge. And he can't even take responsibility for that as far as the developer was concerned, because it was content that was already that was pretty much developed when they absorbed them. But it's part of their portfolio. He gets to claim it technically. I'm not going to take that away from him. I love Deathloop, and I can't wait for a sequel.
You ain't getting that one because I think
Probably.
the director left.
Oh, did he? Oh, fuck. See, this is where we got to stop the capping. The shit that people are leaving left and right, Jay. The dude that directed this, he's gone. Dude from Tango is gone. They said, 80% of Arcane had left, they're gone. All this is happening except for the Arcane stuff. Like, most of it happened, to be fair and transparent, most of the Arcane Austin people left before Xbox absorbed them because they didn't want to make Redfall. But, and then they still put it out there and said they didn't do any research on that. But you got all this talent leaving and purging, and we're just hating on Xbox? Like, really? Cold Blood liked the first game. He played it, he adored it. There were high hopes for the second game. And had they been left to their own devices, they probably would have made a stellar sequel that was undeniably great in everybody's eyes. But you had that Microsoft timeline and that Xbox poor management and execution that messed up what potentially could have been a great game across the board. That's not us hating on the development talent at Xbox. That's us hating on Xbox management and Microsoft's vision for gaming. So yes, two can occupy the same space at the same time. We can sit there and criticize Xbox poor management, Microsoft's path forward when it comes to their business structure for gaming, but still recognize the development talent, and with each installment hope that, goddamn, they drop something decent. They drop something good. You can't do that because you're left in this continuous cycle of ponies. Why? Because of the next thing that we're about to talk about. You're sick in your stomach. You're sick because PlayStation won't go day and date. You're sick. All of you fools that thought at this conference they would announce that, you can't stand it. And that's why y'all hate PlayStation, because they refuse to bend the knee to y'all the way that y'all want to. Now, I'm not saying they won't ever pursue a more aggressive approach to PC, but I'm talking about for those of y'all that doubled down that it would happen at this conference, y'all look like fools when what they were talking about was bringing their IP to merchandising.
Boss, he keeps insisting that he is not J Gaming.
Come on, stop it. Stop it.
You fucked up in one part, and that is your link to your Twitch. That is, you motherfucker. I'm not that sick, bro.
Oh God. Jay, let's be real here. This is why I can't take you seriously. You understand that even if you change your avatar, this is how silly this is, and I can't even believe that you're a PC gamer. You understand that even though you change your avatar, that your account creates a history, right? So if you ever came here and you commented, every time that account is active on this channel, all the old comments are still associated to that account. You do understand that, right? So can we leave that? Can we avoid that silliness, okay? I appreciate you, good brother. They didn't. Here goes that Xbox cold blood, and then his 15 minutes are over. They didn't talk games in the PlayStation conference. Yeah, listen. You know what? We're gonna wrap up.
We know one thing. They got 5 games coming from the India Hero project.
Exactly. So what happened to them not talking games? What happened to them not talking games? And I want to show you something.
That's another L for the Xbox community.
What happened to them not talking games? And can I show you something else too? I want to show you something. J Gaming. I mean, not J Gaming. let me say that right. Not J Gaming. Let me show you something, right? Let me go back to. I'm gonna find that tweet. Or it might just be easier for me. Yeah, it'll be easier for me to go and do it this way. Go to the actual.
Jay, just change your name back to the normal. At least that wasn't so cringe like your name right now.
Yeah. Not J Gaming. I want to show you something. All right. So what you're trying to do, or what you're trying to allude to, and let me help you out, not Jay, is that, and if you're listening to people like Post Up, I don't know, because I have Post Up muted, because what he says is idiotic. All right, that's a fellow former broadband bully brethren, and what he says is idiotic. I don't have time for idiocy. There's too much shit that I got to absorb. There's a lot of people that I can listen to that I don't agree with and actually get informed on stuff. I don't have time to listen to idiocy. That's for you idiots that actually believe it, because let me tell you a secret. Post Up doesn't even believe it. Post Up doesn't even believe it. You guys are helping him get pork rinds and pickled juice, pickled chitlins, and whatever his heart desires off of your stupidity. Keep doing it. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. All right. So with that being said, I want to show you guys something. So what J Gaming is trying to allude, and let me do this ever so slightly, is let's first, now before I get into that, let me just put the backdrop up here. So the PlayStation conference, PS haters.
Never forget Slide 11.
Hold on, let me see. A bunch of fun. He says you have him muted because he speaks facts. He says, "Damn, maybe we shouldn't listen to you then." Post Up a joke. Look, here's what we're doing here. We're going to be talking about PlayStation's haters' big L. How did they get a big L? Because PlayStation corporate strategy meeting that was being talked about by the PlayStation haters focused on expanding IP into different mediums such as movies, shows, and stores rather than making major PC announcements. This has led to disappointment for gamers such as Not J Gaming were expecting, because they were expecting news about day and date on PC releases. In lieu, there was an audible silence from those making such stark claims, and those guilty have yet to be held accountable. So what Jay is saying, not Jay Gaming is saying in the chat, is that, oh, see, they didn't even talk about games there, which they didn't talk about them at the brevity that you guys alluded to, which, like Cold Blood said, is an L for y'all. So y'all look stupid. Y'all don't know what the hell is what. That's why I asked the day of the conference. I'm like, why are people making this a big deal again? Like, what is the tweet? Who's responsible for this? That's why I needed to know, because I couldn't understand where y'all were getting this from. But with that said, but the bigger L is, what y'all are trying to assess is that they didn't talk about it here. There's another conference coming at the 30th. And in that conference, that's where they're going to let us know that it's coming day and date. And here's why Not J Gaming That's a bigger L. And despite what Post Up is trying to tell y'all and feed y'all so y'all can engage, give him engagement so he can get more pickle chitlins. Listen to your boy, because I've played this game already years ago. What am I talking about? Let me show you this. This is a tweet that I sent in 2019. What is this? This is an excerpt. This is page 11 of this. This is the Games and Network Services segment slide of the meeting, the same style of meeting that you're going to get on the 30th. This is the same thing they're going to do, except they're going to do the 2024 version. They do this every year. In these slides, they present to you concepts of how they may restructure their business, how things are working, the IPs and stuff like that, and their strengths and weaknesses and things like that, and what they are planning to do, or what they're looking at rather, from a business perspective. This is for investors to keep them enthused about investing into PlayStation, so they feel like PlayStation isn't just resting on their laurels. They're looking at keeping the business fresh and innovative to keep up with the times, right? This is all this is for. There was something on page 11 of this right here, just so you could see what I'm about to show you here in my tweet. Page 11 shows you, this is from 2019, SIE believes in gamer choice. So they're telling you what their mainstream business model may transform into. This is one of the things they're looking at in ways of keeping their business fresh. This is what they're showing their investors in 2019. They say our mainstream business model with the PlayStation 1 and the PlayStation 2, we're delivering games through CD and DVD. With the PlayStation 3 and the PlayStation 4, our mainstream way of delivering games is through Blu-ray and download. And with the next gen, which is the PlayStation 5, we're looking to do Blu-ray, download, and streaming, which means that if we were to pursue this, our day-and-day content will go from CD and DVD, from Blu-ray to, which involves the Blu-ray and download. Our day-and-day content is going to go to from that to Blu-ray download and streaming, because that's what they meant by mainstream business model. So people like myself, who at this time was still leaning heavy towards Xbox, or in lieu of my disappointment with Xbox, doing what a lot of people are doing now, just hating on PlayStation without proper validation, saw this slide and said, oh yeah, when they dropped that PlayStation 5, a year or so after the fact, they're going day and date like Game Pass, right? That's what we assessed from this. Because it was on a slide, we took it as gospel. Not understanding that PlayStation holds these meetings every year and they're giving you concepts. They're giving you assessments of things that they may try, that they're looking at, that they're evaluating, but not necessarily how they're going to move. This is, again, to appease investors, to let them know that they're not stagnant in their thinking. They are looking on ways to possible ways to innovate the business. Porter Rock came on the show where me, Z, and shout out to Nethos, we were pushing this narrative. So Porter Rock went to Nethos, who was pushing this the hardest, and said, hey, if this is going to happen, I got $100 in my pocket. Tell me when. Nethos was like, I don't know when. He's like, is it going to be a year? Nethos was like, I don't know if it's going to be a year. Is it going to be 2 years? What about 3 years? I'm willing to bet you that 3 years out, PlayStation doesn't do this. I'm giving you 3 years. I'm giving you 36 months. And Nethos wouldn't take the bet. Why? Because all of us were just simply trying to drag PlayStation down because Xbox was doing this. And that's all you guys are going to be doing again. You're going to be looking at slides and concepts and trying to twist and formulate certain things and turn them into gospel, and you'll be sitting there clinging on to the same slides for years. This is 5 years after the fact. We still don't see no games dropping day and date from PlayStation into their streaming service like Game Pass. And I'm talking about games from PlayStation, not no damn phone stars. Into the streaming service, that is. Not into PS Plus, the streaming portion of it. 5 years later, we still don't see this. Why? Because it was just concept for investors, which happens all the time. So, not J Gaming, I warn you. I warn you to do not fall down that rabbit hole. But if you do, I warned you, because when you come back here, not J Gaming with a new avatar and a new name, Cold Blood, I guarantee you, Cold Blood is going to have a field day with your ass. Pause. I guarantee it. And you're going to be fully deserving of it. Take it from a recovering ex-bot who's already tried these tactics and they failed. That meeting that's happening on the 30th is just conceptual, look, we're not staying stagnant type of conversation that they're doing with investors. PlayStation does it every year. Do not fall down that rabbit hole, but it's your choice. You can do what you want. All right? So, he says, post up as a joke, him and Mello. says trauma. He says, damn, bots, same damn crack babies, they can't get it right. Jay Gaming says, why are you yelling into your mic? Because I really like you. Not Jay Gaming. I really like you. I feel like you're a glutton for punishment. And you're walking into a cave where I know there's a bear lurking in there. And that bear is going to rip you to shreds. And that bear is in the form of Cold Blood. See, Cold Blood will have a field day with your ass. Pause. He's already thrown you under the bus with your whole infatuation with Crap Gamer. That will be nothing in comparison to where if you double down on this and you come back here and it be wrong, oh my God. I'm trying to warn you. There is a bear in that cave and that bear will rip you to shreds. Go fight the bear if you want to.
Back.
Fight that bear if you want to, bro. It's on you. But I'm telling you, as someone that ran this same tactic 5 years later, the same thing that me, Mythos, and Z was trying to run with still has not come to fruition. Porter Rock said, yo, I got $100 in my pocket. Tell me when. And Mythos was like, well, I don't know when. Well, how do you know what's going to happen? It's on the slide. How do you know it's not concept? See, and Porter Rock knew because he follows PlayStation every year. We just happened to see a slide and jumped out of the window on it. And that's all y'all do on Twitter. Y'all see something out of context, y'all make your own context for it, which is completely false from the truth, and then y'all jump out of the window on it, and when you look foolish, then you want to get me, oh, you ponies. All you want to do is grief people. No, you shouldn't have talked that stupid stuff. Oh, this dude is crazy. These two dudes are members of the Diddy Party Clubs. And this comment right here, not Jay Gaming, is why we're not going to take you seriously. We're moving on. So, Cold Blood. Let me ask you these questions. Did the Xbox fanboys who were the loudest about PC day and date, did they just get served a slice of humble pie? Or do you think they're still clinging on to the hope that Sony will change their mind?
They definitely still clinging to their hope.
Yeah. Yeah. Damn shame too.
Like, no. When was it? Yesterday? No.
No, it was the
meeting?
day before. What's that?
When was this meeting?
It was for you it would have been yesterday morning for you. Yeah, yep. Absolutely.
Well, yeah, that day they was hoping they can finally tell everyone, see, we told you so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Sony was like,
we're doing
IP on IP on films now and series and stuff.
Yeah.
Anime is now 30 million subscribers. That's cool. We are very satisfied with the PS5 success so far.
Yeah. Exactly.
Everything they did not want to hear.
And here's why I say it's an L. I'm not saying I like Porter Rock's caution around this. We're not saying that they would never do this. I don't know. I would hope not. You know what I'm saying? But you guys were so staunch that not only this would be revealed, but it would be revealed here. You guys showed that you don't understand how business works and you don't understand what words mean, that you're just wishing on a star. I'm not saying that they may not come out at some point in time next year or whatever and say, you know what, we're going to launch a PC launcher and then we're going to put our stuff there in data. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that you guys are not to be trusted. Should nobody trust what comes out of your mouth, because you guys guaranteed that this is what was going to happen. That's what makes it an L. You don't know what you're talking about. And when something happens that you may have indicated 6, 7, 8 years ago, it's just by coincidence. That nobody should trust anything that you guys say, because you don't know what you're talking about.
Well, they tried to listen to someone that had almost a stroke when his favorite company got blocked from acquiring another company.
Oh, who was that?
The post-up. Who else?
Oh yeah. Oh my.
Because if the CMA was successful, his fucking days of playing lawyer was over with.
And I will say this, and let that dude best be happy that I have a halfway decent moral compass, because the conversations that we had behind the scenes about this was so starkly wrong from his perspective. Mines were right about everything except for the CMA backing down. And it wasn't that he was right that they would back down. He was hopeful that they would. And he just kept giving excuses on why it could happen. It never happened because of what he said. That's the whole coincidental part. Now, I could name some names of some people that would vouch for this, but I don't want to throw this into it. These guys don't know what they're talking about. And this was somebody that was going out there acting like a superficial lawyer, like a paralegal. And behind the scenes, I and others that knew better said, no, things don't work this way. This is why it doesn't happen, and all this other stuff. And if I didn't have if I pray to God I had a halfway decent moral compass, because oh my God, you guys are getting played like a fiddle, and it's okay to engage with it for entertainment purposes. I'm not saying that. I don't want to sit there and make it seem like I'm trying to hate on anybody. I'm just saying to those of you that live and die off this information because you think it's the truth, you're playing yourself. I can't even be mad at him. All you got to do is vet what he's telling you. You still have to vet stuff. You know that, right? Like, just because I type something and press send on it, that doesn't make it gospel. Like, you're supposed to go verify stuff. So, yeah, everything that I'll give you guys an example. When I went back to them and I told them, this is going to get blocked because of cloud gaming. What? Oh, hell no. How I'll bet you $5 in my pickle pig feet. That won't happen. That won't happen on God's flat earth. And when it happened, said, Post, what do you got to say about that? Oh man, Stadia's dead. That's all I gotta say. Stadia's dead. Okay, Post, you want to live off it, but to Post, Stadia's dead. That's all he deal with that. Suck that. Y'all fall for them all you want. It's up to you. It's your choice. Oh God. So anyway, what about let's not leave the PC fanboys off the hook. Let's leave they're the most aggressive with salt content. What about the PC fanboys' dream of playing all their favorite PlayStation exclusives on PC? Because let's be honest, they love these PlayStation exclusives. They just can't squeeze out a PlayStation because they had to spend $9,500 on their latest graphics card, so they're mad. Do you think that they'll give it a rest? Or is it just a temporary setback? What do you think about them? You think they'll have any more honor than the Xbox fanboys cold blood?
What the fuck was the question?
Oh, do you? Well, it's the same thing about the Xbox fanboys. Do you think the PlayStation fanboys have they learned their lesson? Are they having humble pie?
No, absolutely not. They already say, "Oh, Kun, can you please expose some new news from Sony?" Yes, we want another showcase news. You are the only one we can trust with this because you're a great leaker. Nah,
who are they pursuing? Who are they asking?
This Kun that is always leaking the PlayStation Plus stuff and shit. And some announcements, I guess. And they're already begging him to release another week. Nah, they're no better than the fucking Xbox, bro.
Oh God. This Ron Slusher is facts that Stadia has still they could have caused damage from the grave if it wasn't for the FTC. They did, because by them snitching, that's why we got everything. That's why Call of Duty's 10-year deals and all that stuff. That didn't come because of Sony. That came because of the cloud and Stadia snitching. So all of y'all that get to enjoy, Call of Duty everywhere and all that stuff remaining everywhere, y'all should be thanking Stadia. Thank Google. That's the only thing Google did right. So that is true. And I was the first making videos on that. I remember, this is clickbait. Oh, it is? Okay. 25 plus years of Fortune 500 management experience, y'all. I'm not pulling this shit out of my ass. I've been managing since I was 20. No. I've been close to 25 years. I've been managing since I was 21. So 25 years of doing this at that level, I know a little something, and I know the trends. People at that level walk and talk a certain way, and they say things a certain way. It's all conveyor belt, because as soon as someone like Satya Nadella gets a bunch of critical acclaim, I'm told y'all this, you'll walk in the next day and there'll be a whole bunch of books authored by Satya Nadella. This guy has been successful. We must mimic what he's doing. It's all conveyor belt, just different logos and different brand labels. There's nothing more copycat than business. That's why everybody started jumping on the cloud bandwagon when it was cloud. Everybody started doing the subscription bandwagon because they don't want to be left behind in case this shit does work. In case it does work, they want to be there too, because their investors will leave them if Game Pass was successful, if the cloud did take over overnight. That's why they do it. It's all conveyor belt. It's all cookie cutter. So when I'm telling you that these words said by these execs mean this, it's because it's like that everywhere. All these motherfuckers do is copy each other. That's all they do. Let's see here. Let me ask you in the final question before we move on to our final topic, which is xDefiant. What do you think about PlayStation's corporate strategy meeting and the lack of the PC announcements? And it looks like right now, again, we don't know 100%, but it looks like right now that there isn't a push to go day and date on PC. I know you've answered this 1,000 times over, but in case we got somebody new, because it is possible, we got some cool people, got some decent numbers right now. If they never heard your take, Cold Blood, do you think this was the right strategy from PlayStation? And if so, why?
Yes, because I still got a PlayStation because of that.
And in your mind, in your mind, how would PlayStation be harmed if they went day and date on PC?
No more hardware sale for me.
Yeah.
The next PlayStation, nah. Why would I buy it?
You're going to PC.
Yep.
People don't understand.
Same principle applies to Xbox. Like,
exactly,
why the fuck do I need an Xbox?
Yep. Shout out to Nib. Okay, so to explain what Cold Blood is saying and translate that into how that hurts PlayStation, because you probably say, well, fuck him. If he wants to go, let him go. He represents a wing of gamers that per capita buy the most games. They play the most games. They're the most supportive of the product. So if his wing, if he thinks like that, then the entire wing is going to think like that. And guess what they're going to do? They're going to move to PC. Now, we can roughly estimate that's around 5% of the community, right? Now, you might say, well, 5% isn't a lot. But if that 5% per capita buys like 1,000% more games or spends 1,000% more money per capita per person per gamer than your average gamer, a 5% swing is going to significantly hurt you. How would that swing hurt PlayStation? Well, number one, if they go to PC and they're just buying their games from Steam, their PlayStation games from Steam, that means that now instead of them getting 100% from Cold Blood in that 5%'s purchase, now they're only getting 70% because they got to give 30% to Steam. That also means that all of the multiplats, because Cold Blood doesn't just play PlayStation games, he plays his multiplats there. All of the multiplats, the DLC from the multiplats, and all that stuff, the season passes, all of that now is going to be bought on Steam. So now PlayStation gets none of that. That's how it hurts PlayStation. And how do we know it hurts PlayStation? And how should PlayStation know that would hurt them? Because it's hurt Xbox. Shout out to Nib out there on Nib95. He's shown the chain of where since Xbox has aggressively pursued this business model, they've had the slowest revenue growth out of them, PlayStation, and Nintendo. It's not by coincidence, folks. Now, I can understand them wanting to pursue something on PC, but they got to be smart about it. That's why I said, Hiroki Totoki makes me nervous. He gets me all itchy. He ain't been moved back to just CFO responsibilities yet. But we're hopeful that this wasn't just a short-term thing, that it's a long-term thing. Because if they start losing that revenue, it's going to impact the quality of games. Why is it going to? We know it's going to impact the quality. Look what it's done to Microsoft. Microsoft is a gazillion more. There's a gazillion more richer than PlayStation. PlayStation has a better eye for quality, but measures would have to be cut somewhere. It's just common sense. It's business. This is not a charity. This is business. So that's why that's important. And that's why we feel like that's the right decision, not just completely going day and date on PC, because it's going to affect your bottom line in a way that a lot of you are not realizing. Mama talking says, right? All right. So that was that. That was the conversation around PlayStation's Big L, or PlayStation haters Big L. Let's now talk about I would like to call Ubisoft woes. Well, now, to be fair, let's make this more about xDefiant. We've talked about Ubisoft too much. I mean, I will expand a little bit on some of the stuff that Ubisoft is dealing with, but let's focus on xDefiant. So, gamers generally express mixed feelings about xDefiant. Some find the hit detection inconsistent and the movement mechanics lacking fluidity, and this is their assessment of the game since its launch a couple of days ago. And it's leading to a less enjoyable experience to its counterpart, Call of Duty, and this is supposed to be the Call of Duty killer. Some reviewers note that xDefiant doesn't match the movement fluidity and gunplay of titles like Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, potentially impacting its appeal to gamers seeking a similar experience. Our very own Cold Blood Sensei had some hands-on experience post-launch, so we're gonna go get his take on the game. And this is what I want to do. Go here, and we're gonna go to Cold Blood's gameplay of xDefiant, and I want you guys to see it because you're gonna notice something very stark here soon during the gameplay. We talked about this with our members yesterday, so if you're not a member, consider being joining our member, because you'll get a lot of perks like first dibs on content and conversations about this stuff. But Cold Blood, for the people that were not privy to that yesterday, talk about your experience with xDefiant, what your thoughts are, or basically, I'll start it off with the line of questioning. Is this game the Call of Duty killer? Cold Blood might have stepped away for a second. So what you're seeing here on the screen is gameplay, and if you'll notice long enough, you'll see that there's a hacker. Somebody's already hacked the game, and they've already gone and they're getting their kill ratio is already astronomical because any anti-cheat that Ubisoft tried to put on here, they've already dismantled. I'm going to try my best to, based off the conversation we had with Cold Blood yesterday, to tell you guys what he thinks, and when he comes in, he can fill in any holes. According to Cold Blood, no, this is not the Call of Duty killer. There's a lot of problems with it in his mind. Like, he feels like that there's a lot of solid stuff there, but the movement and the hit detection, the fluidity, like we said, like everything that was in that assessment from those reviewers that I talked about in the intro to this subject, are the same things that he echoed. It's a problem, because if it's not as fluid and it's not as reliable as Call of Duty, then it's not going to kill Call of Duty. Just playing something new for the sake of playing something is not going to work, and it's not going to deter people from Call of Duty. It has to be better. It has to, at the very least, do the things that make Call of Duty work for its fan base, and then it's got to do more. As it relates to what hurts the game the most, I could be wrong, but according to Cold Blood, what hurts the game the most is these abilities that you have in the game. Like, it doesn't fit a game like this. And to explain those abilities, what's happening is, this is based upon the Tom Clancy universe. So you'll have people that are from The Division and from Ghost Recon and from Watch Dogs and all these other places, right?
Yeah. Look. You see in this gameplay, me having 120 HP.
Yeah.
Nobody else has that, but this faction.
Yeah.
Like, is that not a problem?
Well, yeah, for what they're trying to do here in comparison to Call of Duty, I think that is a problem.
Right?
You can't. I don't think you do something like that in a game like this.
If you are 1 versus 1, you are more likely to win if you have this fucking character instead of someone else.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the fucking hacker.
Yep.
Fucking hell. He just shoots right through a fucking wall and then kills you.
Yeah, it's not balanced enough for a shooter like this. It's too many variables.
These abilities are not helping the game whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe in some modes, I guess, it kind of works, but in modes that, like domination, for example, bro, nah.
Mm-hmm.
It's just bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah,
and not doing a normal TDM and stuff without all this bullshit is also not fun.
I think in basic TDM, like there was, from what I remember when I was beta testing and playing this game, I remember that there were modes like, capture the flag type modes where you would start on one end of the game and you got to like carry or you got to move this robot to the other end of the, so it was kind of like capture the flag. So the more people that stood around the robot, the faster it would move. So the goal was, before time expired, to get the robot from one end of the map to the other end of the map. And the way that they presented that mode at first, it was fun as hell. But when they started changing the elements of the game and tried to make it faster and more on pace with Call of Duty, it just didn't work. But instead of them saying, well, we got to take this out, I guess they felt like it was part of the game's identity, so they left it in. And I think for a mode like that, those special abilities might work for something like that, to play a little bit differently. But for a team deathmatch and other basic modes, like it just doesn't work. It doesn't work if it's going to play like Call of Duty. It just, it's too much imbalance. Like you said, it's too much imbalance. And basically, I think what you're having, what I'm seeing from the people that are positive about this game, Cold Blood, is that they're like, oh man, I'm actually winning matches. So the people that have a hard time with Call of Duty are happy momentarily because they can play better here, but that's only going to last for a little bit of time. You know what I'm saying? Until things get more competitive here. And then all they're going to be doing is losing, just like how they lose there. And then it's going to be even worse because you got these cheaters. And I don't know if you can shut off crossplay. I hope you can. Because if you can't, you got to deal with these PC hackers, which you were saying last night, and I wanted to get your thoughts on it a little bit more, and then we can close out. You said that it's not being talked about enough, how negatively games are impacted when they're cross-play with PC. Can you further talk about that and help us understand what you meant by that?
No, what I meant is the PC master race dudes never talk about this issue.
Yeah.
Like ever. Like they say, oh, PC is the best multiplayer experience you can have.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I would argue otherwise. Like, if you're playing PvP games, no. No, absolutely not. Like, this shit here is the best example of it. It was just no fun at all. He's just running around with a fucking one-shot sniper. Like, what the fuck was that right now? Like, literally.
Yeah. Here's what I can say.
I mean,
Go
ahead. My suggestion is, if you want a fair multiplayer experience, PlayStation or Xbox, turn the fucking crossplay off.
Mm-hmm.
No, actually, no, not Xbox, because Xbox does not allow you to turn it off.
Oh,
it's only PlayStation.
Oh God.
Yep.
So yeah,
It is what it is.
Yeah,
Like if you have the worst fucking platform player base wise,
yeah,
you gotta deal with that shit.
yeah. Oh, that sucks. Wow. Yeah, why wouldn't even if that's your choice and you want to sit there in the lobby for 5 minutes, then that's your choice. But that's Microsoft with the we are PC and PC is us. Yeah, well, there you have it. I agree with Cobra. There's nothing worse than playing with cheaters. I've done it, and it sucks. And yeah, as much as I back PC gaming when it comes to competitive play like this, no, I'm fully with. Now, you know, I coincide with J Gaming, or not J Gaming's man crush, Crap Gamer, because Crap Gamer used to hate doing crossplay with PC, and that's like one of, if the only thing that I would, you know, say, yeah, I'm with Crap on that. Yeah, there's too much cheating. Too much cheating, and you should always been given the option to not have to deal with that.
Not
Because,
having
like-
a kill cam does not help you either.
Yeah. Yep.
Because that would immediately expose most wall hackers and aimbotters.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that does surprise me that that's not there. But and I would think all people like Ubisoft would understand that. I kind of understand why they made the game the Call of Duty, because they already have a slower paced team PvP thing that's a little bit more strategic in what do you call it? Rainbow Six. So I get it, but yeah, if you're going to make this game like this, then you need to you got to get rid of these powers. I feel like, because they don't make any sense unless you leave the powers in the mode that makes sense. And to me, the only mode that makes sense is that robot mode, where you're carrying. You know what I'm saying? Of course, it would make sense. You got to be stuck to this robot. So yeah, it makes sense to have the shield and stuff like that. And even after they changed the game, it wasn't as good, but it still was, I believe, an enjoyable experience. But it's not enjoyable, I think, in TDM or anything like it. Just isn't with these abilities. So.
Oh, because some have abilities that are fucking useless.
Yeah.
Against most other abilities.
Exactly.
Like
yeah.
having invisibility for one fucking kill is nothing.
Yeah. That's silly. I will tell you this though. And I was saying this to my cloud gaming brethren. I don't know how Cold Blood feels about this. Because look, let's be fair to Ubisoft. You know, with Rainbow Six Siege and with Assassin's Creed, they see a lot of success. I think those two games are keeping them afloat. They see some nominal success with Division 2. Like, I've looked at some estimates. It was like 5 million on the high end, between 2 to 5 million a month that they may be making off Division 2. They see around, you know, again, it ain't the highest. They see around 200,000 monthly active users on the game. You know what I'm saying? You know, not the greatest, but they're not losing money on it. But outside of those main two and partially that third, you know, some of the rabbit stuff that they do with Nintendo, yeah. But outside of those games, they really don't. Everything else flops. I don't know what Cold Blood, and we'll close out with his thoughts, but my thought is, especially based off of them, one thing that I did appreciate from Ubisoft is that they had a foot forward when it came to cloud gaming. That may be coming to an end. And I know a lot of people, particularly from the cloud community, they're upset with me because I didn't go with the flow. When Stadia died, the next best thing for the average cloud consumer that liked Stadia was xCloud, right? Because let's be honest, Stadia in its last year, maybe when it first launched, it had a lot of stuff comparable, if not better, on how it played games to the PlayStation 4 and to the Xbox One. At least you were getting at least performance modes, you know what I'm saying, in games, if that was important to you. The moment the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series came out, at least the X, all those benefits went out the window, because then those performance modes became, the average performance modes. I mean, they became, part of the foray with those consoles, and then the games looked better and they performed better. And then, of course, the most important thing, they had more games. So we as Stadia gamers, the bar was kind of already low when you look at the grand scheme of things. When you compare it to other cloud gaming platforms, it was on par. But when it comes to mainstream gaming, it was already low. So I understand the bar is already low. So converting over to xCloud isn't that big of a deal. It shouldn't be that horrible, right? But I expect more from Xbox because they've been in the game longer and they've already had a winning formula. And they're the ones that talk the loudest about cloud gaming, only to fizzle the way that they did in regards to it, as far as what they gave you. So when it comes to Xbox and me not cheerleading them like those that converted from Stadia, that's why. I wasn't just trying to hate on them. I was letting you guys know what their tendencies were, because you guys weren't used to it. You were new to Xbox. With that being said, I don't just say stuff just to create outrage. I warned y'all last week on Cloud Dosage. Be very leery and keep your eye on an Ubisoft, because something's happening. I don't know what. Maybe it's just a temporary thing. Maybe they're just reassessing things and they put some things to a pause. But have you noticed that XDefiant is nowhere on the cloud right now? Have you noticed that there's like another game too that was supposed to be coming from them that was it? I forget. I think Cloud, the person's name is Cloud Strategy, I think it is. They're like, where's this game? Something's happening at Ubisoft. And I think even for those that liked what they're doing, that liked with the D, what they were doing, you guys might be in for some heartburn. And that doesn't make me feel good saying, but again, stop taking what we're saying as hate, because you're cutting off your nose to spite your face. We look at things, Cold Blood and I, we're bouncing stuff back with each other. Some we agree, some we don't agree, but in that process, we're fleshing things out. We're really looking into this shit. I'm telling you, as someone that was a self-proclaimed Ubisoft lover and fanboy, till their recent move with Division Heartlands that Cold Blood is getting a kick out of. Something's going on there. Something's going on. Oh yeah, brings up a great point. I talked all that shit on Ubisoft to say we are looking to do an XDefiant, playthrough group, because there are followers like Sean and we just like playing games together. Me, Cold Blood, Sean, Geek, and all. You know what I'm saying? Like, we used to have the old Dirty Blasters. We're looking to bring that. We had it for the Division. We're looking to do that, and XDefiant will be a cool way for us to play. As long as it's around. Hopefully it does well, whatever. You know what I mean? It gets better and it does well. If you're interested and you want to be part of that, what you're going to want to do is join the Discord. The link to the Discord is below. Join the Discord, and you can message me, or you can message Cold Blood if he doesn't mind. You can just message me and say you're interested. And if you're interested, because we're looking
the Discord link is no longer available, right?
No, I think I updated. I just confirmed.
No, I just clicked on it.
Let me look and see. Oh, I updated it with the unless. Let me look and see.
Can't you make one that can't?
Yeah, that doesn't cancel.
time
Yeah,
out.
I thought I put that in there. Hold on. This is it. And what the hell? Yeah, I made one that doesn't cancel. Hold on. Okay, let me go get that one that doesn't cancel and give that to you guys. I'm gonna look that up right now. That's something happened and it finally canceled. Oh shit. Oops. True. Yeah. That is so weird. That is weird. Okay.
And nobody's telling us. That's the more concerning part.
Yeah. Well, Doriega did let me know. Doriega's a lifesaver. You know what I'm saying? He told us yesterday when nobody else said anything. Okay, yeah, so here goes the link right here. Maybe, you know what probably happened? I fixed the individual video instead of fixing the, well, I'm gonna do that right now. So here goes the Discord link to Discord. I am going to fix that in this video. I need to do that right now. Because what I often do is I recycle old descriptions and stuff like that. So even though I may have changed it in the main default description, I must not have fixed it here. All right, so I put that in the chat. Here, where is Discord? Discord. I just saw you, Mamma Jammin'. Where you at? Join our Discord. Here it goes right here. Yeah, so that is our permanent Discord link. And now I save that. And now let me go to the settings so it makes sure that it's saved even in our default uploads. Join this channel to get access. I don't even have a Discord. There we go. Yeah, I already got it. Yeah, that's what I didn't do. My bad. Okay, now it's fixed, y'all. So in the description, if you look for Discord, it'll be there. And also if you go to if you go and look in the chat, I just dropped it in the chat. It's there as well. So yeah, if you want to join the Discord, and send me a message, let us know you're interested. Because we're looking for 7 people. We potentially have 6, right? Like we said, me, you, Cold Blood, Sean, Geek to Sneak, possibly. So Geek, if you're listening, let us know if you're interested. And then we said Doriega and Ray Gaming, or Ray J. So that's 6. So if you guys are listening, definitely let us know if you're interested. And we need a 7th because there's 6 people per match, and we're looking to do this on weekends, and my schedule is the best on weekends, particularly Sunday, but we're shooting for Saturday. And if I get a specific time that we're going to do this, I can do it on Saturday, but I can't guarantee it all the time. So we would want a 7th person to kind of alternate with me like every 3 or 4 matches, just so you guys aren't just sitting around and waiting. You know what I mean? You'll be part of the swap out.
One thing I would like to add to this is please try to have controllers input and not mouse and keyboard. Yeah, because we are gonna play with PlayStation people, and I don't want them to experience mouse and keyboard motherfuckers.
So, well, yeah. Yeah, so if we can do that, let's definitely do it.
I mean, if you got no other choice but mouse and keyboard, that's okay. But
preferably,
just know that, yeah, it's better if you have controller.
Yeah, if we all can have controller and we could just deal with controller, you know what I mean? That'll be so much better. Yeah, because that's a great point, because that'll eliminate bullshit that we run into. No, that'll help better eliminate. Won't, may not get rid of it entirely, but
nah, the cheaters, hell no. The cheaters can cheat with fucking controller too.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's where we're at. We're gonna do that. All right. Well, this was a long ass podcast, 3 hours. I know it's late where you're at, Cold Blood, so I'm gonna let you go to bed, bro.
It's midnight.
Oh shit. But thank you. My wife is I was supposed to be off an hour ago. But we had so much to talk about. We had so much fun. Thank you guys for hitting the giving us 20 likes. That really helps out the algorithm and stuff like that. Again, as a reminder, the giveaway is going to end on the 30th. We're taking no more entries after the 30th. So hurry up, get your entries in. If you got your entry in and you want to get an additional entry, let people know and then show us that you've shown somebody. We'll give you an additional entry, because on the 30th, we're tallying everything up and we're running that giveaway here on this podcast on the 31st. We're going to do a magic wheel and we're going to pick a winner and you're going to get the $70. So do that. All right. And also, consider helping us reach these goals. I got to update our members goal. I think we're closer to like 19 or something like that. But keep in mind that if you're part of the member train and stuff like that, and you're helping out the channel, that we're going to be working on certain things, incentives and stuff like that. And we'll have more news about that in June. But that'll start with your participation now. It's going to carry over into June. Okay. So with that said, that is it, people. We appreciate everybody. Thank y'all so much for joining us for another episode. And until next time, have a wonderful, wonderful gaming day. Peace.